shadows starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. From the 6. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Now a first carry here for Robinson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Their first play from scrimmage is a pickup of 13.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and putting the defense back on its heels.
Back to Robinson now on first down. And he's across the 45. It'll be second down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Second down and a run by Robinson. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain.
But now they're in a spot that every team tells us when we have our production meetings they don't want to be in 3rd and long. And that's because those back-to-back running plays just didn't accomplish a whole lot.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. And Howe will throw it. He completes this to Cole Turner. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable 3rd down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson. Down to about the 37. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
This a 2nd and 7 from the 37. They'll go play action. Howell. And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's 3rd down.
Well, when you've got a tight end who can run, you've got to give him a shot to unlock the defense. Want to see what they can get, taking the big shot downfield. That one winds up incomplete.
They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is 3rd down. Howell throwing on 3rd down here. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field that's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
Sly able to put this one through, and it's 3-0 Washington. They were probably hoping to get him a little bit closer for a shorter field goal, but he was able to get it done from deep.
Nice little tester for him to begin things, huh? I think he was open for a little bit more of a chip shot. Instead, they made him stretch it out a little bit, but he's got to feel great now that he put it through the pipes.
Lance and the 49ers now. 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Now Lance going to throw. And trying to get it to Samuel, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Duron Harmon. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter one. Again, it's Robinson. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for him. Now, keep in mind, if you're thinking of staying on the ground, this is a top 5 rush defense.
Yeah, but I don't think you shy away totally with the run. At least show them the hint of a run before you decide to throw the football.
From the gun on 3rd down, Howell. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. Sly able to put this one through, and that will make it 6-0. So golden field position there squandered as they can muster only a field goal.
Yeah, you were gifted a first-and-goal situation, but I have to give credit to the defense. They were brought out in a really tough situation, so give them credit for holding them to 3. That's a pretty nice accomplishment.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. They find themselves down here after an interception on their opening drive led to a field goal. But all in all, you'd have to say fortunate to be only down 6.
Yeah, and you know how teams huddle on the sideline before they come out on the field in between series? Guaranteed what's said there is, guess what, guys? We take this ball, move it downfield, put it in the end zone, we're right back to even.
Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage. The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. Now a play fake. Lance gets this one to use check. So the completion good for just 3. And it'll be 2nd down.
I wouldn't be surprised to see the next step in utilizing this position is to actually utilize more of a scat back in this spot. Because we saw the catch there, right? He made it, but he's a bigger, stronger guy. Maybe not quite as elusive as maybe someone else you would put.
Yeah, didn't get the big yardage there. You might have a smaller back. First carry of the game for Christian McCaffrey. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Washington territory. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go. And they fake the handoff. Now Lance. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
My first thought is surprise, because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Not good at all. Punt of just 24 yards there. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. 3-5 is where they sit on the year. A very uneven start is certainly not an ideal position to be in at the halfway point of the season. CD, do you see an avenue where they can still be a playoff team, or is that ship sailed?
Well, since you took me to the nautical side, I'm going to try and keep up here, because to me, this ship is about ready to pull out of port. These next couple of games are absolute must-wins for them. Now, if they can win a couple, get to 5-5, maybe they start believing in themselves. But a loss here, that would move them to 3-6. And if that's the case, well, that boat is going to head out to the harbor with them still on the dock.
It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up.
That was a terrific play, causing a loss. As a middle linebacker, simple. You can either fill holes or you can attack them, as he did there.
Powell. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up. Tress Way on fourth down is sent out to punt. This is taken at the 23. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And out will come the offense as they take over. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. They start on the ground with McCaffrey. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. 6-0 our score after 1. The last run got 9. That leaves him with second and a yard. A give running left. It's McCaffrey. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's second and 4. And now they'll throw with Lance. Man open, that's Deebo Samuel. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
Sometimes it's designed, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he's able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
This is McCaffrey on the give. And he's going to be stopped at about the 37. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a second and 3. A handoff left, McCaffrey. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a third down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness. He's the whole package, and that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Now Lance. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And this will not be enough. On 3rd and 5, he only gets 3.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a 4th down.
Lance to throw for it on 4th down. He's got it complete to Perkins. And he is going to have the Niners first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. Back to the ground attack here as McCaffrey might have gotten this one down to the 28, and that's all. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. That's Deron Payne with a sack that time.
In every game, we talk about what are going to be the keys as we go into it. Maybe that's a key for their defense today. Pressure the quarterback and make sure you play a good zone defense behind them, and they get their first sack of the contest.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's got it complete to Perkins. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 15-yard line. Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Lance looking to throw it. Able to complete this one to McLeod. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and it's 2nd down. Here's Lance to throw it. Hammering for the goal line. He loses the football. And it's Washington that scoops it up. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 10, 5. And he is going to bring this one back to the house. It's a Commanders touchdown on the scoop and score. Oh, backbreaker. That'll drive the coach, the offensive coordinator, just crazy. You get it all the way down there in the red zone, can't capitalize. Instead, they go the other way on the fumble return for a touchdown.
How about the aggressiveness of the defense, though? They're not about to just fall on a fumble, are they? Scoop and score is their motto, and they just did it.
So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Taking it about the 1. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
He'll fire this deep for Ayuk, and that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Thus far, they have been able to move the line of scrimmage very well in the running game. Almost felt like they said in the huddle, can you guys pass protect? Let's take a big shot downfield. Didn't get it on that one, but they may come back to it again.
Throwing his Lance on 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And we'll see what he can do on the return. It'll be a 47-yard punt with a net of 40 following a 7-yard return. And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And just inside of a minute left, Charles, they got a pretty long field ahead of them. I'm curious to see how they play this, but you would think definitely enough time to at least try to get 3 out of this.
Yeah, you want to move with a nice sense of pace. You want to up the tempo a little bit, but you have to do it with some poise as well. You don't want to go so fast that you hurry yourself into mistakes. There's enough time to put points on the board if they do it right.
And even though they have the lead, you know that they would love to extend this lead before heading to the locker room. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Second down. Howell now. Oh, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
You're down 2 touchdowns. You just know defensively you absolutely have to come up with a big play. That nearly was one right there.
Looked over at the sideline immediately after the drop and just saw the dejection. They felt it. They thought he had it. Unfortunately, couldn't come up with it. He'll rifle this one deep right side. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Washington. Jahan Dotson with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Commanders will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. The extra point by Sly is up and good. And that pushes the lead up to an even 20. Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And good coverage there on special teams. Get him down shy of the 20. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And with a 3-score deficit staring them in the face, they might have to press the issue here and try to get points out of this drive. Purdy's throw pulled in by Kittle. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. On first down, Purdy taking a shot for Samuel. And this throw will be intercepted. Picked off by Benjamin St-Juste. And the Commanders will take over here at their own 12-yard line. Well, Charles, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Charvarius Ward. And into the end zone. A pick 6 for the 49er D as they score the touchdown. So what a play there in the final minute of this first half. They get the interception. More importantly, their first points of the ball game.
Yeah, and that one play certainly changes the outlook, doesn't it? I mean, they're looking at going into the locker room, no points on the board, not playing well defensively, deflated, and now things may have changed for them.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And with 10 seconds left, not really enough time to put something together. Powell's throw complete to Dotson. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. One last shot before the break. Howell. He's got a man complete. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, second year in the NFL. But I don't know if last year as a rookie if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because When he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that, so he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the second-year quarterback.
Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. The 49ers going to have the football and trailing on the scoreboard as we get back underway on EA Sports. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
He rifles one that's intercepted.
Picked off by Benjamin St. Juste. That one is going to sting. First play of the third quarter and a turnover.
And you have to know that at halftime, they spent a lot of time going through their checklist of what they wanted to accomplish to start this third quarter. Turning it over like this was not on that list.
Not at all. And you come out of the locker room trailing, so that first drive to establish momentum is very key.
Crucial.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
It's been a struggle this entire game trying to move the ball on the ground. But every now and then you find a little chink in the armor, and that type of run right there lets them know that they can't stop every single run for almost no gain.
And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Brian Robinson Jr., his 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Commanders are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. The extra point by Sly is up and good. And that stretches the lead all the way up to 27. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, tough to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right?
And trying to get it to Samuel, but it's intercepted. And the Commanders are going to take possession of the football. So still no touchdowns allowed by this defense. They get the interception there. CD, they have been rock solid.
And at this point, I think they have to expect that they're going to see some shots taken down the field. And that was almost a desperation throw right there, just kind of hoping something good can happen, a completion, a pass interference. But this was anticipated well, and they came up with the INT.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, helped their spot, and stacked him up.
Still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to third down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Robinson will try to pick it up, and he's going to be a yard short. A 2-yard pickup leads to 4th and 1.
He may be a bit undersized compared to the modern-day NFL defensive tackle, but what he lacks in size, he definitely makes up for in his ability to make tackles in the run game as well.
Field goal unit and Joey Sly now. On the right hash, it's a 43-yard attempt. Sly able to put this one through, and that will extend their lead even further. So they got the turnover started with great field position, but in the end, the defense able to hold firm, and they only get 3 out of it.
And I like what you said right there. That defense able to hold firm, backed up into the shadow of their own end zone. The goalpost right behind them. They had to make sure they didn't give up the 6. And, boy, they came through in a big way. To them, even though they gave up 3, that's a win for their side.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. And, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
On play action, Lance. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far and brings up third down.
Just what they need, a lecture from me, but subpar offense is what helped get them into this spot. And now they're continuing the trend with incompletions. That won't get them out of it if they don't change something soon.
From the gun on third down, Lance. And able to haul it in is Kittle. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
This one complete, lands to Kittle, and they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and he passed it out to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Now Lance again. That's caught by Deebo Samuel. Touchdown, San Francisco. A 14-yard touchdown. And the Niners are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Gold able to tack on the extra point. And that will shave a bit off the lead as it's down to a 23-point game. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. Taken in at the 3. Oh, a good return up past the 30. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago. Now Robinson coughs up the football. It's loose. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. Well, number one, and now before the ball changes hands, they're going to take a look at this just to make sure that they have it right. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Straight ahead, it's Robinson. They find some open field here. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. 74 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 16 times.
Well, partner, I have to say they called him in the right defense there. Nickel set, fifth defensive back on the field, and they love to run against that because now you typically get a bigger blocker on a smaller defender.
Yeah, because those DBs like you, they want the interception. They're not as worried about the running play, right?
Not at all. And I still remember being in school, and one of my offensive line teammates used to say, boy, I'd love to come downfield and hit you little people.
Good run there. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Well, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
Oh, Hal loses it. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And he will bring this one back. It's a fumble return for the 49er touchdown. So hold the phone here, Charles. I'd kind of written them off, but after that touchdown, certainly a long way still to go, but stranger things have happened.
Well, when you're going to have big second-half comebacks, plays like that have to be involved.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Cole Holcomb.
It's interesting that when it comes to two-point conversions, even heavy run teams tend to throw the ball in these situations. In this case, this one was intercepted.
Yeah, they weren't fooled. They were ready for the pass, picked it off. This one fielded at the 5. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
So both offenses come to life here in this third quarter as this is shaping up for a good finish. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll run again here with Robinson. He'll get this to about the 38.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Steps away to his left. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Partner, I think he's got to be careful as he continues to try to extend plays because he's already been intercepted in this game. And the coverage, they continue to challenge all of his receivers downfield.
Washington on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. And Howe will throw it. And that is incomplete.
The goal of anyone running a curl route is to make sure you try and get defenders on your back and shield them away from the football. But sometimes even when you run a good route, the defense finds a way to knock it away.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. This is brought in at the 21. It'll be a 39-yard punt, 4 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Defensively, you look at the numbers. Another incomplete passer we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball.
Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak of 5 straight games without a 200-yard game. And that was a big talk, both in his town and amongst his team. How do we get the passing game going? So big credit to them, holding them under 200 today.
That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Again, it's Lance. Flush to his right. But he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. The sack by the linebacker, Jamin Davis.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
Down. Watch it. 6. Black up. Ready?
Desperation time here. Lance. And it's going to be batted down. It will go the other way with the football. The Niners go for it, but it doesn't work out. And Washington will take control of the football in great field position. On the counter, this is Robinson. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
That gives him 98 yards in this game, and he's got to feel pretty good about that, but the entire offense does. The big thing, though, Brandon, they've got to get to 100, though.
You think he knows he's at 98?
I think someone has told him by now, and here's the thing. Getting to 100 or more is tangible evidence that you've had a nice day running the football, and that's what his offensive line wants for him and for themselves.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete. Despite the lead here in the 4th, they're still taking shots.
Not content to sit on this lead at all, and to me it raises the question of what's right in this game nowadays. Do you sit on the ball and run it because you have enough of a lead? Or do you try and extend it because you always feel like the other team can come back?
Extend it. Have some fun.
I usually hesitate when I say a guy's got world-class speed, but this guy might. So let's fire the starter's pistol. Let's go. If you've got him, you've got to try and use him. A lot of anticipation with the ball in the air, but no, incomplete.
And a nice job here on special teams. This will be down inside the 10 at the 8-yard line.
Absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows the punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
Ready.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
Now this throw caught left side. And they take this up near the 30 before he's taken down. Now whistles here, and I think one of the big boys for the 49ers might have jumped.
Here we go.
A full start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Here's Lance. He finds his man, complete. That's Perkins. Touchdown, 49ers. Well, fair to say that when you're looking at guys that can run like the wind, you often find him at the wide receiver position, and that was special there.
Well, in this league where coordinators worry so much about drawing up the right routes, blocking assignments, misdirections and stuff, they have these precise arrows and movements. Sometimes the best plays just come from the schoolyard where you look at your fastest guy and say, go long. Go get it, big man.
And if you're wondering how fast he was going, next-gen stats clocked him at close to 21 miles an hour. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. Certainly want to avoid what they had to do last possession. That was punt the football, because this game's starting to tighten up.
In a basketball sense, you think about taking a little bit of the air out of the ball, right? Maybe milk some clock, limit the possessions. In this case, they might want to do the same thing, but control the game offensively. Put together some first downs, put together a drive, and keep it away from them.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Robinson with another carry. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
And now this defense trying to use the clock to their advantage. They'll take the timeout here with 2:08 left. And then they'll have another stop coming up at the 2-minute warning. From the 39-yard line, here comes 2nd down and 6. Robinson up the middle. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. 114 yards rushing for him now to this point. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. This is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. On 3rd down, Robinson. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
I've got an idea. Let's skip racing to the airport at the end of this game. Let's go to the post-game press conference. I have a feeling that the quarterback of this winning team is going to be giving a whole lot of credit to the running game and the offensive line.
Yeah, I was just going to say the offensive line, yes, carrying the ball has been key, but those guys up front, they've made a lot of space. Out of the gun, they give to Robinson. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front, because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Hand off to Robinson out of the shotgun. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 10 yards is the pickup there, and that should just about put a bow on this one.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Robinson on a give right side. Flash the stick skills on that run, but then stop shy of the 35. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. It doesn't matter whether you watch high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now. Well, things started off exciting this one. Had a high score.
I'm bringing my game. All of that talking just sound like a show. I'm just letting you know that I'm not entertained. You hear the crowd, they screaming my name. I got the stadium going insane. Done with the talking, it ain't no discussion.